would like to call upon Mr. Katti sir to kindly come forward and speak few words.
Good morning to the dignitaries on the dais and off dais. I bring greetings from Katti to Maske Brothers on successfully completing 15 years. And I'm sure when you came in 15 years, that must be around 2010, the industry was going through the regulation part. That was the first time I think the security agencies had the regulation come in 2005 sometime. Of course, the act and the rules, many states, I think they were instrumental in bringing it around 2008 exactly. Before going to this, I have been in the industry for 45 years, sir, 1980. Since 1980, I've been in the industry, security industry. I am not one of those, I think, highly decorated army officers here. I did my BSc in Criminology and Forensic Science right out of my college into this industry. I've seen this industry at 250 rupees for a guard, sir. Then it was a watchman industry, not a security industry. वो सुबह खाकी यूनिफॉर्म पहनता था सर, गेट में रहता था, रात को गेट बंद करके अंदर सो जाता था. That was the industry, sir. Slowly, I think the security guards, when they started joining the unions, that is how this outsourcing came in. When outsourcing means the security agencies started doing business. I remember when I started working for a company, 250 rupees per guard मेरा charge था sir. 200 रुपये मैं guard को देता था, 50 रुपये was a big money those days. Of course, there hardly any legislations like ESI, PF, nothing was there. And उसमें भी क्या था sir, terracotta uniform दिया तो 275 rupees sir, special. Very rare. Because the 25 rupees was also big. So having seen this industry from 250 rupees, I think the major change that happened was somewhere around 90s. The Bangalore, especially, I come from Bangalore, the Wipros, the Infosys, and many of the multinationals, when they set up their shops in Bangalore, a total shift in the industry. When we met these customers, and many of the MNCs had already come to Bangalore, this was the first time where they said, we are ready to pay you, we're willing to pay you. And these were the companies where, I think, respecting the law of the land, sir. First thing, there's no compromise on the law of the land. They said, whatever is the law, we'll follow. Be it minimum wages, ESI, PF, bonus, gratuity, leave, you name everything. Everything was paid, including the uniform money was paid. We're shocked. They said, we are willing to pay you, but give us this quality. I still remember a company where I went, that is, I don't mind telling, HSBC was the contract. This guy said, Mr. Katti, we want some English-speaking guard. Sir, वो English बात करता है तो क्यों guard बनेगा? Why will he take up a guard job यार? We're willing to pay you. He said, I'll pay you 500 rupees more. Those days, 500 was a huge money. So I'm talking about 1990s. So that shift we could see, where guards started, I think, manning the front office. They're working on computers. They're working on access control. So many things. There's a real change in this thing. All these things we were doing very well. Even the margins were too good because there are very few quality agencies then. But then I think, as usual, the multinationals came into this industry also. Good. It was a good competition for the local players also. We could learn a lot of things from them. 2005, I think we had this. PSARA came. We all were literally scared because we thought the law was draconian. If a guard does any theft, or if he is involved in any illegal activity, the MD will be arrested. This is the law. Now, all of us who have really ruled the business, we literally got scared. That is where we formed CAPSI. CAPSI is a Central Association for Private Security Industry, of which I am the national president for the 11 years, the last 11 years. Now, having been in industry for so many years, it's time for us to give it back to the industry. That's how we work in CAPSI. A lot of, I think approximately we have 23,000 security companies, sir. And it's almost 1 crore people industry. We have given employment to so many people. And this industry is growing at a rate of 20% year on year. Probably sometimes more also, but it's never been less than 20%. Even during 2008, when we had the recession came in, this industry never died. There was no bubble burst for this industry. So it went on. In fact, many of the industries were closed. Even if it is closed also, you need a security guy. So that's how this industry has been doing very well. Of course, in CAPSI, we are doing what we could how we could take care of the security industries in a more professional way. Now we are tied up with civil defense recently, sir. We signed up a MOU with civil defense ministry and even ASIS, American Society for Industrial Security. It was a tripartite agreement just, I think, a month back we have signed this MOU, where our security guards will also be part of civil defense, and civil defense will train our guards, because we are always seen as the first responders. We are more in numbers compared to the police. We are more in numbers, so we can be the first responders. That's how we started working on this. Even now artificial intelligence is coming to security also. Drone training is going on, sir. A lot of things are happening. The most important thing for our industry is today cash flow. I'm sorry I'm taking a little more time, but this is the pain points of the industry. These are the pain points of the industry, because we are at the mercy of the customers where the payment doesn't come, but at the same time, the statutory payments are a real, I would say, I use this word as a curse to the industry, because whether you get payment from the customer or not, you have to bloody well make the payment. Otherwise, you end up paying 30% more on your ESIPF delayed payments. Now, the best thing that has happened to our industry is the code of wages which is coming, sir. We are working on the code of wages now, because one of the best, I think, advantage we all have is the customer has to pay on 7th. He has to pay on or before 7th, and at the same time, the contractor or the security agency also has to pay the wages on 7th. The only problem we have is, if I don't pay on 7th, the security agency doesn't pay on 7th, every day there's 50,000 rupees penalty. So we have put it across the Labour Ministry. The Chief Labour Secretary was one of the, I think, participant there. He said, when you can find me, what about that fellow? If he doesn't pay me, why is he escaping? So that change is going to happen, sir. So there's a lot of things which we are working for the industry. Be rest assured, this industry has a lot of future. And coming to Maske Brothers, I think I only met him last time in the CAPSI conference. We have yearly conferences. That is the time, I think, the first time I met him. And he is an immediate guy. वो एकदम पकड़ लिया sir. Next day he was in Bangalore to meet me. So Katti साहब South में ऐसा है. It's a good thing for I think I should not talk about this on the open platform, but at the same time it is impossible to get a license like what you are doing. And whatever your baseline says, no, sir, you say making impossible possible. It is really good. It's a real pain point for the entire industry. Getting in, I think, PSARA license is next to impossible. I'll tell you, it's except for 3-4 states. I can name those states. They're hats off to them. Without even going, you get your licenses. But there are many states in India. Once again, I thank you, Maske Brothers, for inviting me here and giving me an audience. I wish you all the best in all your future endeavors, sir. Thank you so much.